Hello students, today we will discuss the topic preparation of revaluation account at the time of reconstitution of partnership. Before we talk about revaluation account, we need to understand what is reconstitution of partnership. Children, as we know, partnership is a contractual agreement among the partners. Whenever there is a change in a contract, whenever there is a change in the agreement among the partner, it is known as reconstitution of partnership. As per our syllabus, we have 4 chapters under reconstitution of partnership, and they are: number 1, change in PSR; number 2, admission of a partner; number 3, retirement of a partner; and number 4, death of a partner. Now, when I say this, you will automatically understand the importance of revaluation account, because in your examination, if you have a question from change in PSR or admission or retirement or death, it is confirmed that you are required to prepare a revaluation account. So reconstitution simply means change in the existing agreement among the partners, which arises in 4 situations. There is a change in PSR among the partner, there is admission of a new partner, there is a retirement of existing partner, or there is a death of a partner. Now children, why revaluation? What is revaluation? That must be there in your mind. Children, as the word suggests, revaluation simply means revaluing the assets and liabilities of the firm. I repeat, revaluation simply means revaluing the assets and liabilities of the firm. Children, if you all remember, in class 11 we have studied historical cost principle. As per the historical cost principle, we have recorded assets at their original cost. I repeat, we have recorded assets at their historical cost. Now, whenever there is a change, whenever there is a reconstitution of partnership, don't you think that the market value of assets and liabilities may vary from their book value? I repeat, don't you think the market value of assets and liabilities will be different from their book value? And if there is a difference, positive or negative, profit or loss, it belongs to whom? It belongs to whom? The answer is very simple. At the time of reconstitution, whatever is the unrealized profit or loss because of change in the value of assets or liabilities belongs to the old partner in the old ratio. Belongs to the old partner in the old ratio. Let's say we have 3 partners A, B, C, and their PSR is 5:3:2. Now, whatever profit or loss arises because of change in the value of asset or liability will be shared between A, B, and C. In which ratio? In the ratio of 5:3:2. Whether it is a case of admission of D, whether it is a case of retirement of C, whether it is a case of death of C, or whether it is a case of change in PSR, for sharing the profit or loss because of change in the values of assets and liabilities will always be shared in the old ratio. Now, how to prepare a revaluation account? Children, revaluation account basically is in the nature of PL adjustment account. मैं repeat करता हूं, revaluation account is basically in the nature of PL adjustment account, and when we say profit and loss adjustment account, the only thing that comes to our mind is there will be 2 sides, debit side and the credit side. Debit side records the losses and the expenses, credit side records the incomes and the gains. And if you are thinking that, you are absolutely right. See the preparation of revaluation account. Now children, what are we revaluing? we are revaluing the assets and we are reassessing the liabilities. What are we going to do? We will pick up the assets one by one and we will observe what is their book value and what is their market value and is there any difference. और जब हम ये करेंगे, there are only 3 possible outcomes. I repeat, जब हम अपने assets को एक एक उठा के revalue करेंगे, 3 ही possible बातें होंगी. नंबर 1, या तो asset का value बड़ा होगा, या asset का value घटा होगा, या asset का value same रहा होगा. I repeat, either the market value or the book value is the same, either the market value is more than the book value or the market value is less than the book value. If market value and book value are same, there is no profit or loss, and when there is no profit or loss, that particular asset or liability will not find a place in revaluation account. So when will a asset find a place in revaluation account? Number 1, if the value of asset is increasing or the value of asset is decreasing. There is one more possibility, children. Sometimes we come across a particular asset which is not at all recorded in the book. I repeat, sometimes we may come across a particular asset which is not at all recorded in the books of accounts, and we name it unrecorded assets. In a similar way, when we look at our liabilities, 3 things may happen. No change in liability, nothing is to be done in revaluation account. Second possibility, value of liability has increased, value of liability has decreased, and in the process of reassessment, we may come across a liability which is not at all recorded in the books of accounts, so we term it as unrecorded liability. So children, if we make a summary, there are total 6 possible adjustments that can find a place in revaluation account. What are those 6 items? Number 1, increase in asset. Number 2, decrease in asset. Number 3, unrecorded asset. Number 4, increase in liability. Number 5, decrease in liability. And number 6, unrecorded liability. Now, there are 2 sides, debit and credit. Out of these 6 items, few will be going on the debit side, few will be going on the credit side. Do we need to learn it as a process? The answer is absolutely no, children. Okay, live about accountancy, live about debit and credit. Might be you are having problem in accountancy, but even to a layman who just know the meaning of asset and liability, and I go and ask that person, sir, आपके एसेट का वैल्यू बढ़ गया है, बताइए फायदा हुआ या नुकसान हुआ? I am very sure straightforward that person will able to say, sir, अगर एसेट का वैल्यू बढ़ा है तो फायदा हुआ है. My second question, अगर एसेट का वैल्यू कम हो गया तो that person will say, sir, एसेट का वैल्यू कम हो गया तो नुकसान हुआ है. Similarly, if there is a increase in liability, it is a loss. Decrease in liability is a प्रॉफिट. अनरिकॉर्डेड एसेट अगर हमें मिल जाए, हमें एक एसेट मिल गया जो रिकॉर्डेड नहीं था, हमारे लिए फायदे की बात है. और अगर हमें कोई अनरिकॉर्डेड लायबिलिटी मिल जाए जो रिकॉर्डेड नहीं थी, तो वो हमारे लिए नुकसान की बात है. तो जैसे ही हम रिवैल्यूएशन अकाउंट की तरफ देखते हैं और हमें पता चलता है कि एक तरीके से पीएल एडजस्टमेंट अकाउंट है, एक चीज तो कंफर्म हो जाती है कि डेबिट साइड पे लॉसेस आएंगे और क्रेडिट साइड पे प्रॉफिट्स आएंगे. कोई डाउट नहीं है इसमें. डेबिट साइड पे लॉसेस आएंगे, क्रेडिट साइड पे प्रॉफिट आएंगी. आइए एक एक करके बात करते हैं. इंक्रीज इन एसेट इज अ प्रॉफिट, सो इंक्रीज एसेट विल कम ऑन द क्रेडिट साइड. डिक्रीज इन एसेट इज अ लॉस, so decrease in asset will come on the debit side. Increase in liability is a loss, it will find place on the debit side. Decrease in liability is a profit, it will find place on the credit side. If there is a unrecorded asset, it's a profit, it will find place on the credit side. If there is a unrecorded liability, it's a loss, it will find place on the debit side. So there are only 6 possible outcome, children. Asset का value बढ़ जाए, लाइबिलिटी घट जाए, अनरिकॉर्डेड एसेट मिल जाए, ये तीनों फायदे की चीजें हैं। दे विल फाइंड प्लेस ऑन द क्रेडिट साइड ऑफ द रिवैल्यूएशन अकाउंट। सिमिलरली एसेट का वैल्यू घट जाए, लाइबिलिटी का वैल्यू बढ़ जाए, या कोई अनरिकॉर्डेड लाइबिलिटी मिल जाए, ये फर्म के लिए नुकसान की बात है। दे विल फाइंड प्लेस ऑन द डेबिट साइड। नाउ लेट्स से the total profit comes to rupees 20 lakh and the total losses comes to rupees 16 lakh. That means credit side is more and debit side is less. Profits are more than less losses, so we will have the 4 lakh ka balancing figure on the debit side. We will have 4 lakh ka balancing figure on the debit side. We will be terming this 4 lakh balancing figure on the debit side as profits on revaluation. Profits on revaluation, and this 4 lakh ka profit will be distributed among ABC in their old ratio, which is 5:3:2. On the other hand, if debit side would have been more, credit side would have been less, in that case we would have incurred loss on revaluation, and similarly this losses will also be distributed among the old partner in the old ratio. When we will distribute the profit, revaluation account will be debited and partners capital account will be created. Similarly, when we distribute the losses, revaluation account will be created and partners capital account will be debited. That's it from revaluation account. Children, it's such a simple thing, and the same thing we will keep on doing in 4 different chapters. In every sum, the first step we are going to perform is the preparation of revaluation account. So if the concept of revaluation is not clear, we are not in a position to begin with any sum from any chapter. Thank you. Jai Hind.